think probably one of the most annoying truths that I've realized, or actually heard from Dr. Mike when I was watching his YouTube videos, because I've been watching way too many YouTube videos the last 2 weeks, is that motivation to work and work are kind of reciprocal. And what I mean by that is when you work, you get more motivation to work, especially if you're doing something that you love, like the life that I've set up, where I'm working on Amazon and YouTube, things that I really enjoy doing. But when I've taken off 2 weeks, just like I did these past 2 weeks, I just get into the mode where I don't want to do anything, so I don't do anything. And because I don't do anything, I'm not motivated to do anything. And instead of having the cycle work where I'm doing work and getting motivated to go on to the next thing and do more in my business, I instead don't do work, so I'm more demotivated, so I don't do more work, so I'm more demotivated. And now I'm so demotivated. It's been 2 weeks since I've done pretty much anything, so instead of talking about any reasons why that's happened, because I've done that before, and that doesn't really work for anything, I just want to go through a catch-up day, and it's like 1 o'clock right now. Yeah, 12:45 if you can see that. We're in Las Vegas. We just got here a couple days ago, so it's a good place to finally get back to work because we're in a big city, even though I used all my data watching YouTube these past 2 weeks on my plan. And though it's a little bit late from when I normally want to start working, I would like to get started before 9 o'clock. I'm just going to make a to-do list for the day, which is probably going to be way longer than I want it to be. I've heard some advice that when you're doing to-do lists, you want them to be like 7 things or less, otherwise it's just too overwhelming, and that's definitely been the case if you look at some of my older to-do lists. Oh, these are just so long, and as you can see, I don't check anything off. And especially now, since I haven't been doing anything, my tendency is just to make a super long to-do list because there's so much stuff that I need to do. But if instead we just kind of work off that basic principle that the more work that I do, the more motivated I'm going to be to do work, if I just put down 3 or 4 basic easy tasks to finish, and then I complete my to-do list, I can just write more to-dos, crazy concept, and I'll probably be more motivated to do them because I've already gotten things done in the day, which tends to be how I work anyways. Here's what we're looking for with my to-do list for today. I have responding to everything that has come in, whether that's emails, DMs, and comments for pretty much the whole past 2 weeks. So if I haven't responded to you, I'm sorry. By the time you see this video, I will have responded to you, so I'm so sorry for waiting so long. Budgeting, or just tracking my expenses, which is something that I haven't been doing these past 20 days. Business allocations, not accounting, because going on to QuickBooks and doing accounting takes way longer than just doing my business allocations. And the last 2 things I think are really important for me, organizing notes and organizing my desktop. Now the reason that I feel like those 2 are so crucial is because the notes and my desktop are where I save a lot of things. When you guys put a comment down that's a great video idea, normally I'll take a screenshot of it and then it'll just be on my desktop so that I can organize that into my ClickUp account, which is where I do all my video ideas. And my notes page is where I put like all my ideas for everything, including the mileage that I'm driving. And so all of these notes right now, how many do I have? 50. If I was to clear them up and figure out where everything goes, including where my mileage is supposed to go right over here, then I won't really have to worry about the other things that I want to put on my to-do list, like thinking through video ideas, maybe shooting a video and getting it up today since it's only 1 p.m. These 7 things I don't really think will take longer than maybe 2 hours, so it'll be 3 o'clock. I still have 6 more hours until I have a full work day, even though I haven't worked 8 hours a day in a long time. And that way I might even be able to get a video up today because in my notes and on my desktop I have some ideas that might just be quick and easy for me to just get up, get back into the flow of making videos and getting them posted. I'm gonna go ahead and start my emails, and most of these are just like junk that I can delete, but right now, in terms of emails, oh, it just says 99 plus here. Now we can see I have, oh my gosh, 354 emails. Hopefully none of them are super important. 12:56 now. Check in a second. Alright, looks like I'm down to about 12 total emails because everything else wasn't important. Everything has been so freaking slow on my laptop that I'm just gonna go ahead and do it on my phone, which is apparently how I'm gonna have to be doing work for a while now. None of that just screen recorded on my phone. Well, I'll finish responding to those 2 emails that I have to respond to, then we'll get into YouTube comments and Instagram DMs. It's only been like 15 minutes, and I hate the fact that these little 10-15 minute tasks take me so much less time than I feel like they will, so I don't do them, even though I should just do them and get them over with and get the motivation to start working more, because I now feel so much more motivated to work just by doing this simple task. So if you've been struggling with that, maybe try to do one easy thing. I don't know, I'm not a guru, I'm really bad at working well. It's 1:28 and I have everything responded to. Super grateful for everybody who's reaching out and supporting, especially when I'm really terrible at working. Really means a lot that you guys want me to continue. So now onto the YouTube comment. I always try to get back to every single comment, and my wife thinks that I maybe shouldn't do that, especially the negative ones, because those get in my head. But here are all the comments that I haven't responded to yet. And actually the first one is a negative comment, so that's kind of funny. Yeah, look at all this. There's more? Yeah, there's still more. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. It's been a lot. I have a lot of comments to get back to. Finally, no comments, everything has been responded to, but all that means is now I just have to go over to YouTube in general, and then up here in this notifications area, whenever it decides that it maybe wants to load, now I just have to go through these notifications, and instead of looking for commented, I now look for replied, and if there's any questions or anything, I go back through and respond to those. But still, it's only been an hour and a half, not even, it's 2:14 right now. Okay, so I think all that has been done. It's 2:49. I know I'm getting tired. I've had 2 cups of coffee today and some food. It's been almost 2 hours, and all that's just responding to people. So we can finally actually take something off of our to-do list. I'm not sure if I'll be able to get a video up today, but I might at least be able to do some scripting or something. Responding to emails, DMs, and comments. And next up, I guess we're gonna do our budgeting and business allocations. So for budgeting, we use an app called EveryDollar. I have a video about how I set that all up, but I'm interested in potentially going back to Mint or trying something different. Because in EveryDollar, I have to actually go into each of our bank accounts and then put all of our transactions into the app. Are you kidding me? I'm not signing it anymore. It says I don't have an April budget. Did I not make an April budget yet? We'll create an April budget. It'll basically just carry over March's. Normally, I have one made just every month, and I just have the same thing. So I'm just gonna make sure. Giving, 200. Laundry, 50 bucks. Maintenance for the van, 200. Gas, 550. Groceries, 300. Eating out, 125. We're actually this month not eating out at all. We're doing coffee only for the business, because we've been overspending on eating out by about $300 to $400 every single month. So we're trying not to do that anymore. So I think for here, we're just putting 450. Discretionary, personal, state fund, Spotify Premium, gym, life insurance, auto, and health insurance. Everything else is just paid by the business, which we'll see in our allocations later. And then income, planned. We have Chris's part-time job, and then we try to pull out around $1,250 from our business. We've been pulling out $1,500 or $1,600, which is not the end of the world. Normally we'll put in close to $2,000, not these months because I haven't been doing as much work, especially with Amazon, but we do have a couple months reserved in our business. It's honestly so much easier to actually go through and track everything on the computer, using the phone to access all the credit cards, because everything's purchased on credit cards, even though something's auto draft from our bank account. So I'm just going to go through, do that, see how much we have left to spend in the month. There's only 11 days left, and I'm feeling like this is one of our better months in terms of budgeting. But after that, I also have an overage spreadsheet, which tells me how much money we actually have to take out of our business at the end of every month, which I'll show you after I finish all this crap. Oh man, well somehow we're still freaking spent $700 on groceries, I guess. Some of it's, not all of it's groceries, some of it's like personal stuff that we bought at the same time, but we spent like $740. That's so much money. I don't know why groceries have been so much more expensive as we've been in the van. I'm wondering if it's because we have to buy a lot more stuff that's been pre-made, but man, I moved some of our budget from like our personals and discretionary up to groceries because that's what we used all that money for, and it's still only $515. Luckily, it's not the end of the world. Like, we haven't driven a lot. We're going to need to get one more thing of gas, so we'll have $130 extra there. But what I do after I've done all this, and after I've cried a little bit, is go over into a different page that is my overage page. So let me go ahead and just start screen recording. I have this for every single month. March, here we have April, and I just put a bunch of information in here to see how much I actually need to take out of my business. Before, when I didn't have a business, or when I was building it, and I was making money from my full-time job, this would be an actual overage because I would make more money than what we budgeted for, and the rest of that we'd figure out how much to invest and save. Now, I'm just trying to figure out how much we need to pull out of the business. I guess it's maybe like an underage now, but I still call it my overage calculator because that's what I'm used to. And so there's basically 3 columns. There's a budget area for how much I have left to spend in the month, credit card area for what I need to pay off on credit cards since we use almost exclusively credit cards, and then a plus column which has what we have in our main bank account, what we have to take out from like our special savings accounts that are in Yada Bank, which I have a video about, pull from the business, how much Chris still needs to get paid, which is going to be one more pay, so I'll just put that in, $500. It's going to get paid on Friday. Credit card points that we might be taking out, so we can see I have a total positive of $2,051, plus whatever else we have to take from the business. And this is actually going to be a relatively high month because we had to buy just like some maintenance things and things that we want that we are bonusing ourselves from in our business because we got a pretty big tax bonus just from over saving for our taxes. Turns out we had like $4,000 or $5,000 extra that we saved. So in our credit cards, I'm going to put over here that right now we owe $29.68.94 on one credit card, including what's pending, which is $19.20. We don't owe that until May 10th though. Next is our other credit card, $251.50, nothing pending. And then what I'll go through is go through all my budget categories, which I can check on my phone, and type in how much we have left to spend in all these different categories. And right now we're already be able to see that our overage is $1,187.79, meaning that we need to take that money out of our business in order to make sure that we can pay off these credit cards. Plus, we're also going to take money out for whatever we still need to spend in the month, and I'll be able to calculate that now. Okay, so a lot of sitting and contemplating, because turns out we actually have a lot of money left for gas. And that'll probably cover what we spent over on groceries, but we're just thinking, since we've been in the van, we've been buying a lot of pre-made stuff, and also snacking a lot more than making food. Gonna have to fix that. Gonna have to keep trying, because don't want to keep spending $300 more than we should be on groceries. So what's come down to here, though, is that after needing to save some money for life insurance, paying everything else off, saving for our maintenance fund for our van, as well as paying the rest of that gas, we come out to $1,809 that we're gonna need to take out of our business in order to pay all this off, which is a lot. Some of this can also be written off because some stuff we accidentally will buy if we're out doing business meals or business coffee. We'll accidentally buy it with our personal credit cards instead of our business credit cards. But this $1,800 isn't the end of the world because normally I'm planning on taking out around $1,500, ideally taking out $1,200, but it's been closer to around $1,500, and then the additional from that can just come from the bonus that we took from ourselves at the beginning of the year when we did our taxes. So hopefully next month we can really stick to like $500 total for eating out and food and everything instead of going over by so much, and we might be able to stick closer to that $1,200 number. Still, we'll knock off something else on our to-do list, and we can move over into business allocation. But we might have to do that somewhere else because we've just been chilling in this parking lot all day. Alright, so it's like 4:30-ish. We just made it to this random park, which I might throw some discs in later, just do some field work for disc golf, because that's been a lot of what I've been doing over the past couple weeks, but it's also just been taking away my time, obviously. A bunch of discs and a bunch of more discs. It's about 4:30 now. Time to do business allocations, which I've already shown in this video, so I'll probably just run through that real fast. Pay off my credit cards. I might be debt-free business-wise, even including the inventory in the back of my van. And then we'll go through the notes, and that'll pretty much be a full work day. Not a full work day, like 8 hours, but enough that I will be confident that I have motivation to start working again tomorrow. Alright, so I just finished up basically doing the allocations, doing a lot of transfers because I got a billion bank accounts, as you know, if you watched the channel before. But this is the first time since I have been buying inventory that I can look at our business and see a negative number in terms of the debt that we have, not including all of our Apple stuff, since that's at 0% interest. That's basically just a monthly payment. These are how much debt we have on all these cards over here. This is actually an underestimation of how much cash we have. Our inventory account, credit card payoff account, and then we have some more that is going to be coming into us, and so our debt is negative $158.08, meaning I can pay everything off and still have $150 in my inventory account, which is the first time that that's been the case for a very long time. So as I get back to spending more money on Amazon, I will be doing it slightly from a surplus, going right back into debt, but then hopefully within 2 or 3 months I should climb out to the point where I have $1,000, $2,000, or $3,000 in my inventory account that I can use to buy inventory or just hold on to, which is another safeguard which I'm really excited to be having. Finally, after like a year and a half on Amazon, which is one of the benefits of not buying stuff. It's not really a benefit though, because I would have a lot more money if I would have just been buying and selling. Let's not talk about that. Oh shoot, and on top of that, I even forgot that someone used one of my sign-up links for the Quicksilver card, which is a Capital One card from this video about credit cards, and I got a $150 bonus for that, so I guess it's technically negative $300. Big plus. And that's all the payments until I go put more spend, which I really need to do, but that's pretty exciting. Alright, back to where I keep trusty notebook. Business allocations, which is like the best thing ever. So happy to have done that. Time for the desktop. And there's a lot of crap here, but luckily it's not too bad. I just got to move some files onto an external hard drive. That's way too zoomed in. And then also make sure that I put everything into notes or ClickUp or deleted. And honestly, I really like doing work now that I'm getting back to doing work, but all the work that I'm doing today is not very like income producing. It's just maintenance work. Like this kind of feels like decluttering my mind. I don't know why it feels so important to me to do all this stuff, but getting this done makes me feel kind of decluttered, exactly like because I don't really have a desk space. Everything has to kind of maintain some air of cleanliness in here, even though that's not always what happens. This feels like decluttering of my workspace since I don't have a physical workspace, which is good as well. This is the only bad part. I just gotta wait. While I'm here, let me show you exactly what I do for these videos. So I actually just am doing it right now for the video that we're currently recording. So I have this template video folder up here, and I just click into that, and I have something for my Adobe files, which is for Photoshop down here, as well as Premiere Pro, because that's what I edit with. Those will go in here. Then my assets, whatever I have to like pull off the internet to make my videos better, any clips for the video from this camera right here, or maybe like a screen recording, which I'll show you in a second. The render at the end of the video goes in here, and then the thumbnails. So all my stills, all my edits of the thumbnails to make the colors pop, and then the final edits of the thumbnails for what I'm gonna post. And that way, all I have to do is drag this, alt drag, and then I'll get a new folder that I rename. So down here we have day in the life after not working for a couple weeks. That's all this was, because that's this video, what it's gonna be. The only thing that will go in there right now is this. It's the screen recording that I already did for this video, which right now is encoding, because for some reason QuickTime does a weird encoding thing and Premiere Pro doesn't like it, so I have to encode it so that it's not like glitchy when I am doing the screen recording in my edit. Cannot wait to get a new computer for all of this which is going to be here in Vegas in a couple of weeks at the Apple Store, which will make my editing so much easier because this guy is great for beginners, but I'm wanting... Battery just died, but I want to do a lot more than what I had been able to do, especially with things with live streaming, animations, as well as just speed of time editing, because I'll lose a couple seconds every time I've done like a couple of pretty decent edits to a clip, and I want to play it back. Very annoying. But after I have a project, as you can see, there's different color files. I'll just take this and I'll make it pink and done pretty simple. All I do, I think I have this Control G, brings up this info page here. You could also just go into it, right click and go to get info. And then this, if you copy a PNG file, you're able to change this. So for instance, if I wanted to, I could copy this right now, Control C, come down here to the new one that I just did, hit Control G, and then right here, I can just copy paste, boom, now that's done. That makes my life a lot easier to just have everything color coordinated. I also have a resource one up here for any thumbnails that I previously used, and then music, sound effects, and graphics that I consistently use and everything. That way I just stay a little bit more organized. And when everything is done, I move it onto this Lacy hard drive. It's a very slow hard drive. It's a HHD. Everything is done now though, so if we click into here, we can see I have Smart Money Anthony, the old name of my channel. I hate that name. Very glad I changed it. Story Travelers, the old name of our other channel, and then a miscellaneous file for a bunch of random stuff for YouTube. But in Smart Money Anthony, I click into this. I really should just change that name, but right now I have April 2022 when I'm working, because at times if I have a lot of stuff that I'm working on, I might need to back it up because this only had like 256 gigabytes of internal storage. My new laptop not gonna have that problem anymore, but I needed something to back up both on this Lacy as well as on my SSD. I wanted just 3 backups in case anything happened so I wouldn't lose it. Then this archive and miscellaneous folder again, because in here is where I just copied everything. So I have my Yada video, my March income video, as well as these Be Cool giveaways. So all these are done. A lot of times I'll just click into these to make sure that I actually have all the files. Looks like everything's there, so I can go ahead and delete these, save myself a lot of room. And then when they're done, they go in here. After the month has been up, I go into my archive folder. I'll have to actually create a new one because the latest one is for 2022 Q1, and I have January, February, and March. I'll have Q2 for April, May, and June, so on and so forth. That way I have all the files that I need in case I need to pull any footage, pull any renders, change any thumbnails. But since that's done now, and actually my encoding for the overage calculator little portion of this video already finished, so I can just take this, bring it over here into my assets. Now that that's done, it's time for probably the most daunting task of the day. And even though I say that, it'll probably only take me like half an hour because it's like 5:15. Hopefully by 6 o'clock this is done. But it's time to check this off and organize the notes. It's been super windy here in Vegas, so hopefully not everything gets knocked around, but it's a good day, so I want to get outside and show you what I do to organize my notes. I don't really think it's anything super special, but it has definitely worked for me to make sure that I'm getting everything that I need to done. Everything kind of has its own place. Video ideas, make sure I track my mileage, all that stuff. I have 56 notes at the moment. As you can see over here in this side, I have all iCloud and then just my general notes, my mileage notes, which I have a mileage master. That way I can put everything in here, date, mileage, start, end, and what the purpose was for. So I can transfer that all over into QuickBooks easier. I know Mileage IQ might be a little bit easier for that, but since I drive so much and not all of it's for business, I tend to track my miles a little bit more manually. I might try something like that. If someone could convince me in the comments, definitely do it. But then I also have a bunch of stuff for YouTube, for my own channel right here that you're watching right now, all the scripts and everything. I'll throw everything in here because it doesn't take up a lot of data. So essentially, I just have to go through these notes, put all of them into their place. Some of these will be scripts. Actually, maybe not, since it's been a minute since I've done any videos, but everything will have its own place, and I'll consolidate all my to-dos into one master to-do list as well to kind of peek through to see if there's anything that I should do, because I want to write everything down as it comes to me, put it in these notes, and then later decide if it's a good or bad idea, or if whether or not it has priority or urgency in my life at the moment. So for instance, the first thing to come up is the notes is a note that I just took while I was going, and it's something that is, I'm hoping, going to make my life a little bit easier to shoot more videos, which is to do a morning advice segment where basically every morning I wake up, just get to shooting content and say something that I'm thinking about for the day or advice that I'm taking for myself, compile it at the end of the week, put it into an overall video. If you like that idea, let me know and I might do it. That'll go over into either video ideas down here, but I haven't been using this as much because I do all of that instead on a database called ClickUp. Uh-oh, I'm off of Wi-Fi now. Oh no. And my phone doesn't have any data. We're gonna put all those into video ideas for now and then later transfer those into ClickUp where I have all my video ideas. So throw those over here into video ideas. Got a bunch of other stuff. Like this one is the start to Zion on 4/11. I just need to make sure I put the date, and then I'll have an end mileage somewhere else. So I'll just throw this over here into mileage. Do that for all 53 of these, and hopefully we come back with like 8 to 10 notes and not as much wind. So it's stupid freaking windy. As you can tell, my hat almost blew off. When I was trying to shoot a time-lapse before, unfortunately I wasn't shooting it normally like this, and you guys were tipping over like crazy. It was real bad. I've gotten everything down to 6 notes. I have 8 different mileage things that I need to worry about. But my to-do list now, that I'm done with organizing my notes, which we can check off, has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 more things. Now the beauty of these 8 things is that since I put them in my notes app, they're probably things that aren't going to take me forever long, and some of them I'm probably not even going to do. We have first, add the tournament round to UDisc. That's a disc golf thing. I just played a tournament round, and I like to keep track of all the courses that I played, and I only played this course for a tournament, so I want to put my best tournament round in there just to show that I was at that course. I had a toll bill from Texas that I needed to pay that I think I'm probably going to be late on because I put that note in 10 days ago. Send my mother-in-law a shipping label. She has a bunch of stuff that I need to get sent out to me. Some of it's for the channel, some of it's just regular stuff. And then I need to change Keepa to a new card with no foreign transaction fees because I noticed I got a foreign transaction fee on it. Look into getting my guitar repaired and a bunch of other stuff. Some things like tagging old videos with where I was in the van will take me a long time, but I think it'd be a fun thing to do, just kind of to look at where I posted the videos since I've been living in the van. And then other things like redoing bad titles and thumbnails on good videos on YouTube is something that will take a long time and isn't a top priority, but it's still something that I want to keep here because I know that it's something I should do. And then moving health insurance payment to my business and writing it off there are all things that I should do, but really the only ones that are going to make it onto the to-do list are probably going to be these top 5, which are all super simple and I can probably get done very soon. And you know, I said it was probably gonna take me a half an hour to do my notes thing. It's only 5:30, so it took me like 10 minutes maybe. Sometimes you leave the van to do work outside of it for 10 minutes and then you have no spot.
Would you like me to move?
No, just need people to see my pain. But super simply, can just check that off the list, and then I have those really quick things to do, which most of them aren't even business things to do. So today, I mean, it's only been like, what, 3.5 hours of work maybe? I've gotten everything that I needed to get done, except for maybe moving those video ideas into ClickUp, which would be a pretty simple process. But the other good thing about having all those video ideas is I realized one of them was a very easy, fast video to make that I get a question on all the time. So I might even still have time to get that up today. The only problem is now we're in Pacific Standard Time, so it's 5:30 for me, but that's 8:30 on the East Coast, which is where I think a lot of my viewers are. Not exactly sure. I know that video time that it goes up isn't really super important in the long-term scheme of things on YouTube. YouTube says that themselves, but it still feels good to have like a video pop off in the first 24 hours, and it's hard to do that if I post late at night. But sometimes, just like this video, you need to get things done so that you can get motivated to get things done, which is stupid, but true. I'm gonna get those easy things done and go throw some discs. Let me know what videos you guys want from Las Vegas. The shipment will be done by the end of the week.